Hey, greetings to all of our scout leaders out there. This is Jeff Berger, your scout executive for the South Florida Council. We got a request to get an online overall example on how to set up a geofence, aka also known as boosting a Facebook event that you may have. Of course, as you know, right here in the upcoming September month, also for October as well, we're all about the joining nights. So first of all, in order to go ahead and have any kind of boost or a geofence in Facebook, you need to have a Facebook page. So here, right, for example, this is the South Florida Council page. That's what I'll be using as the basis for setting up a joining night. But there's some great examples out there too as well. PAC 160 has a great overall web page out there too as well. And this is actually about their joining event that they're having on August 28th at 3:30 over at the Cooper City Community Center. And so that's actually the event that we're going to be boosting for them. But we're going to be making our own event on our web page and then boosting that particular event that they already have. We don't have control over their page, so we can't boost that particular event, but we can create a duplicate event right over it, and it's going to reference right back to their event as well. All right, so first thing we do on your main page that you're on, this is the typical layout of what it may look like for your troop page or pack page. It's going to have all these other things on it, talk about creating posts and everything else. But you go over to your events tab, and that's where you're going to go ahead and select create a new event. So I'm creating a new event. Is it going to be online or in person? Well, thank goodness, in person. So we're definitely past the pandemic. We're definitely looking forward to having events in person. So this is going to be the PAC 160 joining event. We'll see how well I type while on video as well. What day is it going to be? Here's where you select the date. It's going to be on the 28th. I also know that it happens to be at 3:30 p.m. in the afternoon. So let's go ahead and choose that, 3:30 p.m. Is it a recurring event? No. It's a one-time event for this particular one. And we have to put in a description. So we're going to put in come join PAC 160 on August 28th. They already know that. And Cub Scouting is for girls and boys grades kindergarten, spell it out there, kindergarten through 5th grade. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and want to promote their event. There's really not a way to like add a link later in this thing overall. So I'm going to go to their event. Here is their address for their event on Facebook. I'm going to copy that address, and I'm going to come back here to the description of the event and add that as a link that someone can click on right there in Facebook. And it's going to work pretty well, I know that. All right, as for categories, Facebook forces you to choose a category. You can see there's different categories of events. There's parties, sports, visual arts, social issues, comedy, dance, etc., drinks, TV, movies. There really isn't a perfect one for scouting that I found. Not even like a youth program, not something generic enough. So I kind of end up going with games. I know that sometimes we have lots of games with our Cub Scout events. Maybe it's a cornhole tournament, maybe it's something else like that, of that sort. All right, so we're going to go ahead and click on next. Okay, what's the location of this particular event? Well, we know it's at the Cooper City Community Center. Well, let's see what pops up here. There it is. Cooper City Community Center. Click. You can also add an address as well. So if it doesn't come up with that particular name, you can always add an address and see if it pops up. And then it'll show up on this map that you see down here. So there's a pin that's dropped in right on that particular area. All right, let's go to next. All right, that's kind of a generic picture that we have there. I know we actually have a better picture we want to use to make sure that people know that it is indeed PAC 160. So I've already downloaded their particular flyer that they're using. So we have the front of their flyer that they're using. I'm going to upload that. So when someone clicks on it, they get all the great information. Okay, there really isn't adding a ticket limit or an admission. We're just jumping right into it. Well, let's go into event settings, see if there's anything else. We can show a guest list if people want to jump in or not. Really your choice on that particular item. All right, there's really nothing to add to that particular part. Hold on one second. Get out of that. We're just going to go ahead and save it because I know it's ready to go. So let's go ahead and publish event. All right, so that's setting up the event. After we set up the event, It'll populate here on our page. We'll see it here in a moment or two. Here it comes. Now here's the part about geofencing. This is the part where you want to boost the event. You get an opportunity to look at it overall. Here's that flyer that I was talking about. PAC 160, Sunday the 28th, 3:30 p.m. Cooper City Community Center. I want to boost that event. That's what we're doing when we're setting up the geofence. It's also the time when we're getting ready to spend a little bit of money to boost it. Now, I know you guys already have flyers, posters, yard signs, banners, all those great assets to help you out with a great join night. Well, guess what? The South Florida Council also wants to invest in your join night additionally, and would like to also offer every pack, every troop, every ship, every venture crew out there an additional $20. Please go ahead and just submit us a receipt saying, hey, we geofenced our event. Send me that request. We'll put $20 in your unit account, or we can also send a check directly to you as well. All right, to the troop treasurer or the pack treasurer. All right, so here's the ad. Let's get this all set up. All right, so come join. There's still that link. It's still there. We saw that great picture that's on there so people can see it when it comes up as an ad. Now, here's the part where we need to define the audience that we want to reach. All right, this is where there's some assumptions. It is what it is. So what gender do we want to reach? Do we want to reach all? Do we want to reach men? Do we want to reach women? Well, guess what? Parents. That's who we want to reach. Now, let's just guess. You have to guess on how old a parent may be if they have a 5-year-old. All right, so let's just say 25. It is what it is. Just throw it out there, just a rough age. We're just guessing here. We could turn it down lower too as well. Age 65, yeah, there may be some grandparents looking for a great program for their grandchildren, but we still want to target this overall program. Now, I had children later in life, so let's go with that. 45 works well. What location do we want to boost overall? Well, guess what? This one's attached to the South Florida Council, but that's not where we want to boost from. We want to boost in a 10-mile circle around the Cooper City Community Center. So let's see if that'll pop up here for us. Cooper City Community Center. All right, and it's a place. Let's click on that and see if it brings us to the right place. Yep, that's definitely the right place. That's where we want to be. All right. Now, right now it's only set up for a 1 mile, but we want to set it up for, you can set it up for 5, you can set it up for 10, whatever you wish. Here's what a 10-mile circle looks like around Cooper City Community Center. So it's going to be boosting to people all the way through Weston, through Sunrise, Fort Lauderdale, Lauderhill area, of course in Davie, down to Miramar, and even down into Miami-Dade County. That's all fine. All right, so $10. Okay, now here's where we start getting into additional targeting of interests that people have selected. Now, I'm not looking for people looking for mortgage loans or soft surroundings or things to buy for their dog. That's cool too, but we're going to keep focused on scouting because that's what we're doing. Florida, that's fine. I know that there's interest in things like scouting, so let's click on that one. I saw that scouting for girls happened to self-populate while we were looking through that, so let's click on that too as well. The word scout, singular, also happened to pop up. Let's type this a little bit more, see if it'll pop up again. There it is, scouting. All right. Well, there's also, I know I saw Cub Scouting happen to pop up in there too. So let's click that. But we're also going to click things like camping. There are quite a few families in our area that are looking for camping opportunities. So camping is an interest. Outdoors, that's another great one. Even like hiking, we definitely do hiking and scouting. Let's see if hiking is one in its own. Hiking trails comes up. That might be all right. You can even type in service. Let's see what shows up there for service projects. Yeah, maybe not that one. So it's kind of a hit or miss, just whatever interest you think are pertaining to scouting. And that's going to be a great thing. So there's some of the watchwords we've already selected at this point. All right. So the estimated audience in this 10-mile circle that have these interests in that age range too is 388,000 to 457,000 people are in that area. All right. That's a large audience. So we're going to go ahead and save that. That audience is now all documented right up here. That's what we're going to be doing. All right. Now, this is coming right up on the 28th. So how many days are we going to run it? This says it's going to end on the 27th. I'd rather have it end on the 28th. Someone may wake up that day and say, hey, I want to go. So we're going to run it for 5 days. Facebook sets a minimum of $1 per day. So you could do as low as $5. Once again, remember the South Florida Council will sponsor you up to $20 for this particular ad. I'm just going to go gangbusters on this one to see if more investment makes a big difference. So we're going to go $45. So that's going to be a good chunk of money for over 5 days in promoting the overall event that's coming up. All right. Also, too, remember you need to have a payment method already associated with your Facebook page. So talk to the pack treasurer, troop treasurer, make sure something is set up. This particular page is set up under my personal American Express. So there you go. All right. So I'm going to boost event now. And really what the next stage is Facebook is going to look at the ad and they're going to make sure it meets all of its criteria that they have. And then they're going to look at it, see how it says in review. And so overall, it's going to be in review. And it's usually approved, sometimes 15, 20 minutes, usually about an hour. I've never seen it take 24 hours to get done. All right. So that concludes it. Thank you again for being a great scouting leader. Thank you for investing in your join nights. It's going to be a fantastic year. With 2 years of people being inside, we know they're ready to be outside. So please invite as many families as you can to join our scouting family. Let's make it a great year. Thank you so much.